evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to what could potentially be the very last GameStar broadcast of Respawn 29, which is, of course, Hack the Planet. It is almost 10 o'clock on this chilly Melbourne night. And by I say chilly, I mean, not chilly because it's summer. And Australia doesn't roll like that. We are into Game 2 here between Fibonacci 5 and Add Jad Saxton on OCK. We are at a 1-0 F5's way, and if they take this next game away, they will be the champions of Respawn V29. They were robbed in September when they were taken down by the very respectable Strength in Numbers, but now they're the ones with the chance to take this away. And we'll have to see how they go. We'll jump into the Champion Select, where I'm once again getting teased by the victor. We can see Susan Vi and Narcissus banned out by Fibonacci 5, exactly the same bands. Draven, Cassidy, and Warwick. I think the same bands once again, at least the Draven and the Warwick are. You can't let Toxic have Draven or you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So, Fibonacci 5 going to pick themselves up the Mundo this time. Ben Arthur will be very happy with that. Because, of course, he couldn't get his Warwick, poor guy. Graggy and Ziggs both being considered here. And that may mean a Jungle Gragas? Yeah, it looks like they will be rolling with a Jungle Graggy. Which is, it certainly works. It's just not the most, viable of places to put the Gragas. So, what else have we got to talk about at the moment? Performance Gaming are an awesome Queensland-based company, guys. If you go on over to their website at Performance Gaming, if you put in the code GameStarTV2, you will be able to get stuff off for 10%. They're already at very good prices, so go on over and help yourself to the awesome prices that they offer there. And thank you to OzGamers for sponsoring GameStar. Go to them for all your server needs. Thank you, Respawn, for having us. Thank you, Ragnarok, the guy who was next to me doing the Dota 2. He's now gone off and collapsed because he's been running for about 30 hours on nothing but alcohol and sugar. So he's has a well-earned crash ahead of him, I think. We can see Jinx and Udyr have been selected here for the F5 guys, so they have the same team as last time, apart from no, I think it is, yeah, it's exactly the same team so far. They won't have the Gragas, obviously. Want to give a shout out to Maya Arcana, a great Dota 2 caster from Singapore who I've done a lot of Indian and Southeast Asian casting with. Hopefully she can hear this, hopefully a lot of things are working. The Twitch chat isn't letting me see what's going on, so hopefully you hear this, Maya. You are awesome. Now, we're looking at some more picks for the Ask Jad Saxton on OK Cupid, which is OCK. I really think they told someone their name's wrong, or their name got put in wrong, and I've just decided to roll with it. And, of course, Victor not going to be the pick. Caitlyn will be. The very first time... Oh, no, Trueshot did play Caitlyn in one game, and he did very, very well on that. Horse has played nothing but Alistair, and I mean, why fix it if it's not broke? Only a couple of times did he save Toxic on the Jinx. More often than not, he was knocking up several people. Toxic being a jerk and teasing me with the Victor. Yeah, not for long, though. I think we all know what's going on there. Thresh going to be the lock-in to go with the Jinx. It's so exactly the same team comp as last time, apart from Gragas being unavailable. LeBlanc, the Deceiver, will be replacing him, going against potentially the Ziggs, who is... got the range to deal with LeBlanc, but not the HP or the defenses. He'll die very quickly. Now the top laner is being considered for Owl. They need someone who can... Oh, well, I wasn't going to say Jax, that's for sure, but if Mundo lets him free farm, Jax will get very, very scary, and he is a hyper carry himself, and I mean, fight fire with fire, fight hyper carry with another hyper carry. Particularly one that can dodge and, all kinds of great things. Burst the hell out of the poor Jinx and buy her Anduins and still kill her. After a couple of damage items, of course. So we will reveal the summons in just a little bit here, guys. Just waiting for the players to get in. Don't want to reveal who's where for the time being, but it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens here. Wanted to give a thank you to the guys at MTS Gaming over in Dota 2 for saying hello to me. And of course something's gone wrong, probably with Saxton, as he has troubles with his client. We've got a few people jumping out of the lobby at the moment, so trading wasn't working. So we may have to remake the lobby here. I'm just giving you guys a view of what the lobby looks like at the moment. And I might play a song while we wait for to get back into it, because at the end of 10, 11 hours, I've run out of things to say, and I think Ragnarok was finding the same thing. So when we get back in, I'll switch the scene for you guys, and I'm gonna play another Instalock song. We'll pick one out. What's one that will fit this? I think We Won't Give Up. Let's go. Instalock, We Won't Give Up. So again, guys, if you like this music, head on over to Instalock on YouTube, and I'll talk to you soon.
I won't give up, we're so behind. Our towers are gone, but we'll survive. If we play right, we'll win the fights, but we'll never know if we don't try. I won't give up. Towers are gone, but we'll survive. If we play right, we'll win the fights, but we'll never know if we don't try. I won't give up. On their way to Barren Pit, and if we let them take it, our chances will be lower. So here we go, for the steal, smite is up. It's our time to make a play. I can't believe I stole it. We won't give up, we're so behind. Our towers are gone, but we survived. We played it right, we won the fight. We just had to try.
Alright guys, we are back, and there we go, replaying the song. I'm not that lazy. Time to start casting. So, we will have the summoners blacked out for the time being. If you're wondering, the reason that we had to restart was because the trading wasn't working. And I don't think you want a support Ziggs and then a jungle, what was it, I think the jungle Jax and then top Alistair. Just doesn't work too well. So we are now into the loading screen, and we will reveal the summoners for you to see. And the Jax, of course, taking the Ignite and the Flash against the Mundo, Ghost and Teleport. Been very popular on the Mundo tonight. The Ghost has, at least. It allows him to traverse more ground at the expense of being able to flash over the front line to land a cleaver on the AD carry. So exactly the same team comp here, coming out from Fibonacci 5 over on the left. They are 1-0 up in this best of 3 grand final. So the $250 is on the line here. And we'll have to see if the same works again for them with just a LeBlanc rather than a Gragas. For the other side, the only thing that's similar is the Ziggs. And of course Alistair, because Horse plays nothing but Alistair, and he's damn good at it, so fair enough. True Shot, he has played Caitlyn once tonight. He played Ezreal quite a few times. And we'll be going with the British lady now. And let's have a look at what this Graggy is running. Saxton. The original best in Oz is apparently his ranked team. It's got a pretty standard AP page, and then we'll be going 21-9. It's an Elise page, which is certainly fair enough. And then, of course, his opponent will be Tartarus, once again on the Udyr. And we know the Spirit Guard will be coming, which is awesome. Attack speed, move speed, and 921. Nothing too surprising about that at all. Okay, so we'll go back into the lobby here. Jinx and Thresh versus basically it's basically the same, but apart from there being a Caitlyn rather than the Ezreal. Caitlyn provides more kind of pokey, like guaranteed poke, kind of. And Alistair will be able to peel very well for her should Thresh jump on or should Udyr come in. And of course they've got to keep in mind that Mundo could be appearing at any second. But if they force Ben after the teleport away and they let Al free farm, he's going to get very, very scary. And between Ziggs and Gragas, there's going to be no tower pushing. And even, between those two and then Caitlyn, they've got a great tower pushing composition. They could buy time for Al to farm up. Like, he could murder top tower, they could be murdering mid tower. Just insta-killing the waves with Graggy and Ziggs, and then just pewing away as Caitlyn. The counter-pushing isn't nearly as good for Fibonacci 5 here, so we're going to have to see if the team comps come into play here. We will go ahead and jump to the grand final. Fibonacci 5 versus Add Jad Saxton on OK Cupid. This could be the very last game as Fibonacci are 1-up in a best of 3. So will we have a 2-0 sweep in every series tonight? Or do Add Jad Saxton and his friends have something to say to that? We're ready to jump into the Champion Select. We'll have to see if anything different is brought along. Looks like Alf Stewart going to have Pool Party Ziggs this time rather than the Snowman one. Prestigious LeBlanc coming out, the Magician. Same skins everywhere, basically. October Gragas for Saxton. Temple Jacks, Arctic Warfare Caitlyn. So the bottom team going to be walking away thanks to Scumbag Toxic. He's throwing the skin battle for his team. Certainly didn't throw the last game, though. Had a big hand in winning it for them. But, yeah, skin battle obviously more important, and he did lose that for them. As far as level 1 power goes, you've got the hook from Thresh. That's always a threat. You've got LeBlanc, the Root, Jinx, like all of her abilities, really good level 1. Mundo's able to perma-slow somebody. Jax, his counter-strike can be very deadly. Caitlyn can do a lot of team damage, or the traps can be handy. Alistair, big pulverize. So, both teams have very strong level 1s, so I would not be surprised if they just do what everyone else is doing and, stay away from each other. So here we go, ladies and gents. What could potentially be the final game here? We have for Fibonacci 5 representing them. It will be Tartarus on the Spirit Guard Udyr. Zaros mid will be playing the Deep Sea Terror Thresh. He will be joined by Toxic once again on the Jinx. We have Cold Ham on the LeBlanc, and rounding them out will be Ben Arthur on the Mundo. And for the Add Jad Saxton on OK Cupid, we have Horse on the Alistair. True Shot will be joining him as the Caitlyn. We have Al on the Jax, Alf Stewart on the Ziggs, and Saxton on the Graggy, who has gone back to the base. Now F5, they're going a little bit. Ooh. Oh dear, that's terrible. Yeah, I don't think True Shot can get out of this one. It's going to. No, there's nothing to get out of that. That was very bad luck there. Zaros landing that hook is disastrous for the guys who are behind already. They really didn't need that one. Looks like they're gonna continue on their spree here. Just quickly fixing up the sides. There we go. So, very smartly, a ward was placed down by, we can assume, Horse to, know if the blue bush is safe, and they know that Saxton can, well, safely get this blue unless Coldham has anything to say about it. He's going to chuck his trinket over the wall. Alfstor, I don't know what happened there. No, the bomb must have hit. I thought it like exploded randomly on the wall. So, yeah, I think that the red team knows that they are safe for the time being. Unfortunately for them, they do lose first blood, but True Shot is there in time to help with the blue buff, and that's the important thing. And of course, the early first blood bonus isn't too much. Goes over to Coldham, which is perhaps the worst person to give it to early on for Ask Jad. Like, they couldn't give it to anyone worse, but it'll be alright in the end. So Caitlyn has headshot available, just going to use it to get that last hit there, as some more shenanigans going on in the crowd. CS not looking too different. I don't think that Gragas is mid. I've made that mistake twice now. When Gragas has been jungling, there's a Ziggs in the mid, and I get them mixed up. So Coldham hits level 2 thanks to the first blood experience, and looks to be going aggressive on our Steward, but his health isn't looking the most. He nicely sidesteps a water balloon there. Zara's mid gonna get the harass down. Horse once again starting with the ancient coin. Does not want to start Doran Shield. So the all-in's gonna be mostly better for Fibonacci 5. Another hook going to land onto True Shot. Flashes that flay, and Horse going to get the pulverize off. Another nice hook coming out from Zaro's mid. He is doing brilliantly. Saxton looks like he wants to head into the mid lane, but I mean, a LeBlanc with distortion, it's not going to be easy. Looks like Saxton going to go, no, he's going to go for the lane. I thought he might go and try and counter jungle, but he'd find that a little bit hard. Coldham going to distortion away from them, probably into the bush here. Is actually stuffs up the distortion, is forced to flash away there. Tartarus is going to try and cover his retreat. Saxton going to land the body slam there. Nicely done, blowing the flash of LeBlanc. That'll make it easier to get her down. Her passive mirror image did not pop, which is very interesting. The clone didn't go for her. The little bit of a panic distortion coming out, which, I mean, we've all done once or twice, so we can't really blame him. Ben Arthur having a... No, actually he's doing quite fine, because there's a number of minions here that are waiting for him. So the CS looking even there, jungler's looking even. Ziggs at a little bit of an advantage, but with the first blood going to LeBlanc, I would expect, 200 gold, she has an advantage there. Zaro's mid gonna get a little bit of it himself. He's going to get flashed away from, and the Flay will knock Saxton away there. So nice gank blowing, again the flash of Thresh, but Saxton really needs to follow up on the summoner spells that he's blowing and turn them into something. That's... or like his laners start dominating the lane. Ziggs still has flash, but LeBlanc doesn't really need flash to be mobile as heck. It's kind of like a fail-safe, as you saw just then. So, the hook is going to land onto Horse. He is quite tanky though. Toxic not interested in following up on that, just going to concentrate on the CS. And actually True Shot is ahead in the CS at the moment, so doing a brilliant job despite being behind the first blood at just pew-pew-pewing away as Caitlyn loves to do. That last hit's going to be missed though. The hook once again lands onto Horse, and Toxic going to get an attack off. It looks like Zaros went in a little bit too early. Tartarus was heading in, but not able to do much now. And Saxton going to be ready to head into Coldham. Coldham's in the perfect spot for him. Coldham's going to be going in. Alf Stewart, will he be able to take him down to Coldham? Nicely done. Beautiful work from Add Jad Saxton. Add Jad Saxton on Cupid. Oh, the body slam completely whiffs. And nice pickup by Tartarus, and even gets an assist for Coldham. So, beautiful play by AG, but nice return from the Fibonacci 5 fellas. So, Ben Arthur farming away at the top. Both of these farming very, very well. They perform different roles, obviously. One's a brick wall that's a bit of an annoyance, and one's not a brick wall until later on, but does a huge amount of damage. And then, of course, an AoE stun is nothing to be scoffed at either. So Saxton going to be picking up a massive amount of XP in the mid lane here, looking for that explosive cask. I would not be surprised if he went and ganked Jinx with that. True Shot taking a few missiles, and then Flame Chompers does end up going down. Top lane still looking boring, kind of two brick walls looking at each other. We can see, sometimes you see LeBlanc's leveling Distortion to counter push, but he's going for the PvP. He wants to get the Sigil of Silence on, and proc it again with another ability and do massive amounts of damage by leveling it. So Horse helping Caitlyn to sustain here. She's sitting on 1200. Toxic sitting on 1300 himself. Still has the health pot as well. So if Red Team can hold out, if AJ can hold out until Caitlyn has enough for a BF sword, they'll be looking fine in this lane, because they'll start getting their ultimate. The ace in the hole will do massive amounts of damage, and yeah, they'll be just fine. So they need to try and hold on. Looks like Alf Stewart's coming down to try and make something happen, but is going to back out before much can be done. He may have actually got a successful gank off, because Thresh still doesn't have flash. Will the hook land onto Caitlyn? It does indeed. True Shot going to be locked up there. Nice disengage from Horse to get Toxic the heck out of there. True Shot going to take and ignite. That was fantastic play from Horse. He was the only reason Kate got out of that alive, so beautiful work from the support. Support to carry the carries, everyone knows that. Looks like LeBlanc is out for blood. Gragas going to help himself to his own blue. Poor Ziggs. As, oh, that is not what Saxton wanted to see. He does have explosive cast now. Going to take a lot of damage. Horse, once again, going to save his allies with a little bit of the disengage. And now the Lantern going to be used to pull Cold Ham off. Oh, Horse is definitely paying off for them at the moment. Saxton going to heal up quite nicely with the Happy Hour passive. It's not the fastest of healings, but it is constant, particularly with a blue buff. Flame Chomp is going to be used on him and root him up there. A lot of CS going the way then. True Shot was forced to pick up a pickaxe and boots rather than the BF sword, but was forced out by getting hooked. So he really needs to... The boots will be invaluable to dodging the hook, which is something that really needs to happen. Owl, he does not have Ignite, but Sadism is also on cooldown, so this could be very dangerous for Ben Arthur if he gets Counter-Strike. Now it looks like Owl's going to back out for the time being because Tartarus is there. Counter-Strike's used to avoid that. Can he leap to the minion? He can indeed. Tartarus, if he had stayed away from the stun, he may have been able to stun Jax before, with the best stance, obviously. Could have gotten in before the leap, but alas, Owl manages to make it away. He has a big CS lead over Ben Arthur, who's once again going for a Warden's Mail. Wants to try and win the trades, doesn't want to cheese with stacking health or anything like that. Blue buff going to be headed over to Cold Ham here. Poor Alf Stewart was forced to make do on his own. Doing very well though. Out pushing a LeBlanc is exactly what you want to do. So he's got to manage his mana while forcing LeBlanc back. She can't roam without losing her tower, and that's exactly what Alf Stewart's doing. He's going to be headed down, going to run into a pink ward, which he'll be able to take care of. I don't believe Cold Ham can get over there in time to blow him up. So 30 gold there. Not a... Yeah, pretty decent, particularly since he was pushed anyway. So Cold Ham going to go back, probably picking up a Haunting Guise or a Fiendish Codex. No, not going to go back. Does he have enough Lean to see Large Rod? No. So I would imagine if he goes back without 1600, he'll probably get Fiendish Codex to move into either Morello, Nomicon, or the DFG, both of which require the Fiendish Codex. So we've got yet another pause. We'll have to figure out what's going on here. His monitor is having issues. Okay, and we unpause straight away. Awesome. That's how I like it. Horse ready with the disengage. Unbreakable Will is available. Nice dodge there by True Shot to not get hooked. He dodges the hook and the zap there. So you don't often see Kate being bullied out of a lane, but Alistair doesn't have much lane presence, except like what I mean is like a lot of the time Alistair doesn't do much, but then when he does do things, he has massive presence, so it's a bit weird. Whereas Thresh has some of everything, so it's a little bit easier. Now, there's definitely a Lantern gank that's going to be coming here. Zaros mid going to come in, and the Lantern will go under Horse. Going to try and use the headbutt to disengage there. Toxic going to get knocked away by Explosive Cast. Tartarus trying to run away, but the bomb will just nick him. Toxic going to take an ace in the hole to the face. Barrier is used, and Zazos flashes to try and absorb it, but it looks like this may be a triple kill for the AJ here. Body Slam does land. Will Saxton end up going down? He will indeed, and that goes over to just Thresh. No assist there. And if this is turned into a Baron for the red team, they're at a 1400 gold lead. LeBlanc is not there, so they could pick up the Dragon if they want. Oh, well, I guess they don't have Smite. So they don't have anyone to really tank it because Alistair is low, so I guess that's fair enough. So, very impressive play coming out of Add Jad Saxton. Add Jad Saxton on Cupid Online. Okay, Cupid, whatever. And that will pull them right back into the game. They're at a little bit of a lead, so we could have a tiebreaker here, ladies and gents, but it's not over till the fat lady sings, they says. Jax is sitting on about 800 gold at the moment, nothing to write home about. Going to get the engage onto Mundo, but honestly, it's costing him more mana than it is costing Mundo health, and particularly when he pops the sadism like that. Alf Stewart going to be starting to bully LeBlanc around a little bit until she gets the big engage on. Explosive Cask is now available, or in a couple seconds anyway, so I would expect Saxton to be looking to get a gank going on once he clears these conservation stacks that he has built up. And looks like the pink ward once again going to be found by Alf Stewart. He's like, don't you guys learn, this bush belongs to me. And my vision, oh, nice dodge again by True Shot, using the net to dodge there. And will anything come out? Tartarus is one tanking the tower there. Ben Arthur, you got to be careful, bro. You had an ignite on you. He manages to survive for the time being. Ben Arthur continuing to fall low. Looks like Coldham going to try and get this tower down. Super Mega Death Rocker goes out. Doesn't do too much because the dragon was already dead. So if the tower goes down, it'll be basically an even trade. A little bit in F5's favor, but of course you have to keep in mind dragons are infinite, towers are not. So this tower right here is just global gold waiting to be claimed by the red team. It's 100 each and then 150, so 650, not too bad. Tartarus is going to be backing out for the time being, along with the rest of his team after they pick the top. The problem is they've now set up Jax to have free farm, and that's something they don't want. Remember what we said in the lobby. If red team can get in a position where they're pressuring towers, pressuring objectives with the Caitlyn range, which is it's matched by switcheroo, honestly. But if they can get into that position to let Jax free farm, buy him room, he'll become very, very scary later on. And he'll be able to deal with this Jinx that was such a problem in the last game. True Shot going to take a zap to the face, but chooses that over a hook. And I think anyone would agree with that decision in the end. Saxton continuing to clear away with the Graggy damage. It's despite being nerfed, he is still quite damaging. Coldham going to try and get some damage onto Stewart. Uses the Mimic on the Sigil of Silence. He had a lot of damage down on Stewart, who has a Crystalline Flask as well as a few health potions in his pocket. Going to be using them. Saxton going to get the old Graggy recall going on. He's having a clap to himself. Good stuff. Al probably going to be... No, the golems are gone for the time being, so will he jump on to Mr. Mundo here? Ben Arthur has pretty low health, honestly, so he's got to be careful. He's kind of tempting him here. He's got sadism up, but Jax does have decent burst. If he manages to attack twice and then jumps on him with a Leaf Strike and a Grandmaster's Might auto attack, that's going to be a lot of damage. Red team could give red to Al, but I think Saxton really needs this for the golden experience, so it'd be nice to give it to the Jax, but you know, it's the jungler's got to keep up too, and Saxton is doing quite well for himself. 3-1-1, it's going to be a big source of damage. They're going to have 2 AP carries basically, so Jax is going to be forced to build quite tanky after the Triforce, or else red team will just get ripped apart much too easily. They've got a squishy team at the moment. Alistair, he's gone for a Ruby Crystal early rather than going for, say, Boots or whatever. He needs to get the Sightstone. He needs to get some health to survive. I mean, Unbreakable Will's all well and good, but its uptime is pretty awful. 7 seconds with a 120-second cooldown. He can't be permanently taking reduced damage. The side of AJ needs some kind of tankiness to survive against Jinx, or she's just going to go completely cuckoo and just, you know, get excited and sprint around. The third pink ward being taken out. This time Saxon claims its head as Coldham's mirror image is forced there. Coldham being a little bit greedy in taking those minions, but it ends up being okay. And they're going to try and get this mid tower down. Tartarus is here to try and defend, but Coldham is going to be in trouble if he tries to do much. Mega Inferno Bomb going to come out, and it doesn't hit its mark. Ben Arthur going to be coming in from behind. Tartarus and Coldham coming in. Oh, Satchel Charge, beautiful Satchel Charge from Alf Stewart, and the flash by Saxton to avoid the chain. So that ended up being a flash from Udyr, and well, LeBlanc has her flash still up. Yeah, just a flash from Udyr in exchange for flashes from Gragas and Ziggs. And it may not be over. Tartarus getting a little bit of damage down, but Graggy with his Drunken Rage up, not the easiest to kill. I guess would be fair to say. Ben Arthur is here trying to apply pressure in the mid. They're going to stop the mid tier 1 going down, but like I said, Jack's getting free farm. Look at his CS. He's almost beating the Jinx, and Jinx will not be able to 1v1 Jax unless she has help. If it comes to a pure 1v1, Jax will win at almost all stages of the game. It kind of depends on how it happens. Flame Chomp is going to go off the box, hits Horse, and True Shot manages to get out. Very nice Pulverize coming out of Alistair there. True Shot is learning from his mistakes and is disengaging at absolutely perfect times. And Horse, of course, we know he's a good Alistair, so he's controlling the skirmishes the way he needs to. Zaros mid still having massive presence in the lane, though. He is making Caitlyn afraid to farm. Jinx should not be 10 CS up against something like a Kate, and now that will land, forces the flash instantly. Box was not available, and the Flay was kind of misplaced as well, but can't argue with the results, and Coldham going to instantly take that one down. DFG was not even used. It was the Ignite that ended up last hitting, and that one, did he get no? Looks like Blue just ran out in time for Saxton to die. Half Stewart's like, why you do this, man? Why you do this to me? As up at the top, Al, can he walk away with this? He does. Ladies and gents, we're going to have to find out exactly what happens here. He's going to use Counter-Strike, and Ben Arthur gets a little bit greedy here. He's going to pop the Sadism. The ultimate comes out from Jax the Grandmaster's Might, and it looks like that tankiness is exactly what saves him. He pops the Ghost, but doesn't quite have the damage. When you build pure tank, you're relying on base damage, and while Mundo's base damage is good, it's not infallible. So, looks like Tartarus and Coldham going to come around. True Shot is going to sprint away immediately. Horse going to try and buy some time for him to get out. At least True Shot will escape for the time being. Zaros forced to flash away to get out of the Mega Inferno Bomb, and Horse has no chance here. Elf is in a bit of a strange position. Looks like he's got Man Bear Pig chasing after him, but we'll be okay. It looks like Thresh going to end up falling to Saxton. Nice pickup for the AJ team. They're still at least 2,000 gold in the lead, but the tier 1 will end up falling after all is said and done. Bloodthirster again finished on Toxic, who is a great ADK player. Every player in this game is great, though. We can't single any out, really. Triforce is finished on Al. Looks like he wants to go for the Blade of the Ruined King. Of course, his AD and his AP contribute to the defenses given by Grandmaster's Might, but I still feel as soon as he gets the balk, he has to go pure tank from there. He can kill Jinx with those items even if she has more items. He needs to survive. You do no damage if you're dead, unless you're Karthus. Saxton going to be whacking away at the Dragon here. Al going to be doing some great zoning away. The Smite is misplaced, but the Body Slam will end up picking it up. Beautiful work by Al there. All it took was his ultimate, and he zoned them the heck away from that fight. There was no chance of them swooping in to take the Dragon, although Smite was not up for Tartarus. The Smite was missed by Gragas, so it is a nice safety net. They have their Toxic farming away, getting some stacks on his Bloodthirster, which is already maxed, so never mind. This Mundo looking very tanky on the armor. Is already at 200 armor before the 20-minute mark. Doesn't have any completed items just yet, though. He's getting closer to the Randuins. He is on 500, so just needs to double his income. Greggy gonna have another recall. Ha-ta-ta, ya-ta-ta. Manages to get out. And Caitlyn gonna just be farming away here. Has an Infinity Edge, which is nice for her, but she really needs some attack speed. A Zeal, if not a Phantom Dancer, at the very least, and then her damage output will be looking good. Spamming some headshots with some increased crits. Zaros mid going to try and clear the mines for the minions to get through, which is actually very, very smart when you think about it. Horse gonna knock Tartarus out of there. Toxic just whacking away. Toxic, oh, he could have got caught by an explosive cask. Gets lanterned out in the end. That was very, very risky. As Golem's going to be worked on by Al here. Ben Arthur going to move out. Does have teleport if he needs to appear elsewhere in the map. Al being bought the time that he needs. And Craggy looking higher and higher on the AP. And even like Alf Stewart, he's able to, what am I trying to say? Spam his bombs. And he's doing decent damage because of the Sork Shoes penetration. Coldham going to take a lot of damage from the poke of the Graggy and the Ziggs together. They are just so synergistic, these guys. A lot of tonight we've seen Gragas versus Ziggs. Not a lot of Gragas with Ziggs. And they just complement each other's strengths very well. They both have the same kind of weaknesses, though. Not exactly, but close enough. So Jax is in the mix here now. Every member of the game is in. Ben Arthur going to be using Sadism to get in there. Explosive Cask is available, and there is a lot of AP on Saxton, so they've got to be careful. It'll almost kill Cold Ham. It'll half health Toxic. And they're forced back to the tower. This is what happens when there's no tier 1 in the mid taken down. Oh, nice Explosive Cast comes out, and a massive Pulverize comes out. Mega Inferno Bomb clears them out. The ace in the hole will be survived by the Dark Passage, but Toxic is the one they want. Can they get forward? They're not letting Horse knock this one to safety. They're going to steamroll down the tower, and just like that, with one Explosive Cast, Saxton sets up a 3-for-0, which ends up in a tower going down. Thresh and Mundo desperately trying to recall to the base. They will lose the tier 2 as well, and it looks as though these guys did not let a 0-1 deficient set them down. They came ready to play for this game. And, well, Sunfire Cape has been finished up by Ben Arthur, which doesn't help much against the Kaelin. I would have liked to see a Randuin's first, but whatever works. So Jax has gone with the Bilgewater. Cutlass now working towards the block. He's going to have to go farm that up and then start being with the team and getting a bit tanky. But you don't need to be tanky when the entire enemy team is dead. And Saxton has proved that he's just as good at Cold Ham as landing those key explosive casts. Looks as though the mid tier 1 will fall though. Opportunistic pick off from the Fibonacci 5 guys. As Al going to be farming away up at the top. Just murdering them the waves now, and he'll oh, is this a Baron? This is the vision for red team. They've got no idea, but well, there they go. They've got the trinket in, and blue team are very low level. They can't easily oh, nice satchel charge. They can't easily take Baron because their levels are so low. They'll take a lot of damage. Zaro's mid going to get a nice. Oh, gee, I almost swore then. I was so close. Zaro's mid. Can he get out there? It is 1-for-1 when all things are said and done. Jax is rejoining the fight there. We're going to watch that again, guys. That was insane. I almost swore, which means it was exciting. So, we're... and I get a hit from my co-caster. So, Baron gets gone away from the flash forward by Tartarus. Nice satchel charge there. We're going to have the flash by Thresh, which engages the fight. And just an explosion of damage comes out. A beautiful Mega Inferno Bomb. Just does massive amounts of damage along with the explosive cast. Zaro's mid is dying to the wraiths there. Mega Inferno Death Rocket doesn't do much of anything. Al going to be coming in. Doesn't have Counter Strike though because he used it a little too early. Ends up being 1-for-1 with True Shot. Going to get an ace in the hole off, but barely dodged. Oh, did you guys hear that? We're going to go back. There we go. Oh, if I hit the right key. I want you guys to listen to Jinx. Let's just listen to it. So she's going to take the ace in the hole. That almost didn't hurt at all. She didn't say that the first time, but whatever works. So, we're now back into the game. Satchel Charge will land on Ben Arthur. Does have Ghost and Teleport if he thinks he needs it. Zap is going to hit there. He's starting to fall lower. Toxic going to take... Oh no, he doesn't take the build over Peacemaker. Tartarus runs forward to take it in the face instead. He's almost got the level 5 in the bear stance, so he'll be quite fast. Should he need that. Now, what does Jax have? He only has 600, so not going to be able to pick up too much. Could if he gets to 1,000, I'd like to see a Giant's Belt picked up and then just go farm and split push until he has 1,800 for the Bork, or he may just go straight for the Bork. Alistair going to have a boxing match with the Pink Ward, and Alistair's going to walk away the victor from that one. As speaking of victor, he got banned out in the lobby that they made to fix the issues they had, and that makes me so upset. So Alistair doesn't have any completed items just yet. He needs to get the Talisman of Ascension. That is a key pickup. Gonna go for the Ruby Sightstone instead, and picks up the Fairy Charm component of the Talisman. Al is... well, Mundo's getting to the point where it's very hard for him to take down. Raid Boss Mundo at its finest. But Al has a massive damage output. So, I mean, when you take large damage and a large HP pool, it could go either way. Toxic gonna get a lot of money down here. Every rocket giving him 30, 60 gold. Saxton gonna be hopefully donating this blue over. He will indeed. Good guy, Saxton. He took the second blue for himself, breaking the holy meta, but it will not end. Oh, that ignite, will it be enough? Ghost goes off, and well, Sadism still going, so that ignite almost got him down, but now Ben Arthur going to be hanging around, but he's got to be careful because Al still has enough mana for a jump counter-strike, and meanwhile, with members of the blue team being drawn top, Dragon is going to be obliterated here. Zap misses. And it is picked up by the Ziggs there. Smite is now available. Again, to land the hook onto Saxton, but there is a 1v2 up at top. Al has no chance of surviving a DFG'd up LeBlanc. Mundo does get the assist. Red team, they did get a dragon for it, so they walk away the victors economically, but they need to turn this into something. The Mundo is... He doesn't have teleport. He's going to try and push the top as best as he can. They don't have any... Mega Inferno Bomb, maybe, they could use to pull that away. But, I mean, they're going to have to do it pretty quickly. Satchel Charge used to disengage there from Zaros mid on the Thresh, who has had some great hooks this game, including the one that picked them up first blood. I really like how True Shots recovered from this. How much gold is he sitting on? 1100. So I'll be able to get the crit cloak, perhaps the dagger. No, he's going to go for the static shiv, so he wants a little bit more burst kind of when he attacks, and then like clearing waves and whatnot. It does provide more movement speed, but nothing, no more of anything else. Just a magic damage nuke. Saxton going to take that to the face. Does a decent bit of damage, but since they nerf Zap, oh, it's more for the utility. We're going to jump back and see that again. Poor Saxton going to get sniped here. Super Mega Death Rocket would have done it if LeBlanc had not. So Zap is going to land, and Coldham says, right, I got this. Jumps forward, boom, boom, boom. Cannot escape that one. And then Super Mega Death Rocket, because why not? And meanwhile, Ben Arthur, spam pushing up top, has used the... Oh, jeez, he's just healed up himself. Going to have the sadism of cooldown. Jack's not going to be able to take him down. Will the tower end up falling? No, it will be saved for the time being, but Coldham looks like he wants to engage a fight here. Ben Arthur going to get him out a little bit, and will Horse be able to save him? Ignite goes off, and once again Horse does brilliantly. Ben Arthur falling low from the Mega Inferno Bomb, but does have sadism. He should be popping any second now, because Ace in the Hole could come in. And or Satchel Charge going to go off. Toxic taking a lot of damage from the crits from Caitlyn. She's going to stand in the traps there. Zap going to also land. The top tier 2 does end up falling, so only the one at bot remains. But this game is looking very, very even. A very exciting grand final. We'll have to see what happens, of course. Zaro's mid. He does have his treasure chest. It is not a tire. Talisman of Ascension is finished on him. Alistair really needs to work on getting his... Oh, I'm sorry, I completely missed LeBlanc taking out Caitlyn in the jungle. So Coldham is in Predator mode at the moment. He's just hanging around waiting to pick someone off. He's going to go back up. He knows that True Shot is there, and that is not what Caitlyn wanted to see. Coldham going to take that and just gracefully back out. Distortion will be up in just a second. Has Flash if he needs it, but he will not need it because Red Team not in a position to deal with it. Bork now finished on Al. He needs some kind of durability. If maybe like a Banshee's Veil or a not Spirit Visage. Hex Drinker would be okay as well. But I think he needs more tankiness. He's got a lot of damage now with those two items. He should really invest in some pure tank. Not like X Drinker would be okay against LeBlanc, but the health and CDR of Spirit Visage, or the just the prevention of initiation by Thresh on him by the Banshee's Veil would be much more... What am I trying to say here? Much better. Al's going to jump onto Ben Arthur here, do a little bit of damage. Or when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. And actually, he's going to pop the Grandmaster's Might. Ben Arthur, he doesn't have Sadism up. Yes, he does. He's going to use it. Ignite is used. He's going to try and pop the Ghost. Al gets another hit on. Counter-Strike is used, but it will not go. Ben Arthur continuing to run away, and is proving to be a massive thorn in the side here. Toxic going to recall back to the base after pushing out the bottom lane once again. Mundo going to be TPing back. He does have, or recalling back, he does have Teleport available now. Coldham going to do a lot of damage to Saxton there for just for the DFG cooldown, and Mimic, which comes up very, very quickly. And Al going to be headed into the mid. How much gold does he have? Only 700. Nothing too big. But he didn't even force Mundo out, actually. Mundo is already healing back up. Has the teleport. The Adrenaline Rush is proving to be very, very good. Did Hourglass get popped? It did indeed. I'm not sure what that was about. Saxton is in the bush here. He's got the Void Stuff. He's got his Death Cap. So Toxic could be in a lot of trouble here. Explosive Cast will knock him away. The combo not quite as good as has been in the past. Alf Stewart and Saxton going to flash into the same bush here. Horse He has no chance of getting out of this one. Mundo going to be TPing right into the middle of the fight, and Al is aiming the wrong person. He's going to go on to Toxic, but he's going to be kited before he can do much. Zap into the face will end that one. There's a bunch of flashing red health bars on the side of Fibonacci 5, but there is, I think, 3 dead members of unless Horse didn't die. There's at least 2 dead members of Add Jad Saxton on OK Cupid. That's it. Baron being worked on here by the Fibonacci 5 fellas. Double wards go across the wall. Blue team looking kind of weak here, so they got to be very, very careful. They need to get out. They need to get out. All it will take is one well-placed bomb, and they'd be in a lot of trouble because Baron would choose that moment to go blah 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 AoE everywhere and kill everything. Bottom lane, there's a lot of creeps for the red team, blue team to pick up, and Toxic has his eyes set on it, of course. Has the Bloodthirster and the Phantom Dancer going to be working on the Last Whisper. Trueshot goes back to the base, has his Static Shiv, going to be working towards his own Last Whisper, which is desperately needed against the Mundo at the moment. Even Thresh is starting to get tankier and tankier in the armor at 111 with no armor items yet. Working on Aegis, which does give a bit of armor, of course. As Horse is, he does have the Talisman of Ascension now, that'll be invaluable. But like I pointed out before, the amount of tankiness on the red team is absolutely minimal. The tankiest member of their team is squishy a lot of the time. And Al, he can get fairly durable, but when it comes to health, he's, Mundo's Cleaver is, oh, actually, no, not going to do as much as I thought. Toxic going to take down the Dragon and take the Lantern. No, Zap and Mega Inferno Death Rocket going to take down Saxton there. Not a lot that he could do. Talisman of Ascension pop to disengage. Cleaver does land again. Trueshot going to use the 90 caliber net to get out. Meanwhile, blue team going to go straight for the Baz Kebab. There is a Trinket Ward there, so the red team know it is happening. There is no smite available for them, but the Mega Inferno Bomb is doing a lot of damage at this point, almost 600. Al going to be using Counter-Strike, and he gets a nice big stun off. There is a kill for them already. Al, can he jump out of the fight? No, he cannot. Nice knock-up by Horse. Trueshot is going to do as much as he can, but he is being aimed by Jinx. Toxic falling low. Coldham is... Oh, actually, I think that was the minefield that Toxic just ran into. Let's have another look at that. So, kill goes off. Al's going to fall. Horse is causing a lot of havoc into the back line there. Now, I think Jinx runs into the mines here. Yeah, that's a terrible mistake for Toxic to make. Coldham jumps back into it. Horse, will he end up falling? No. It ends up being a 2-for-1 in the favor of AJ. And Baron is still there. There's blue pings going out. Maybe Toxic saying, oh dear, I am a silly Billy. As the push is going on here, the only member who could possibly defend this is Mundo. And I'll tell a lie because he doesn't have sadism up, so the Caitlyn range going to come in very valuable here. Is there a home guard available? Home guard on him and home guard on him. So yes, they will be out rather quickly. So Horse, I hope he's ready to disengage because LeBlanc's going to be sprinting out at the speed of light. And she does have her ultimate available, as does DFG. So if they're going to do something, they need to do it now. Horse going to be knocked under the tower. Nice pulverize there. Tries to get the flash out. Nice explosive cask as well. And Coldham not going to pick up anything. Whew. That hit 3 people, but will not kill them. Coldham not going to continue the chase. Has an hourglass rather than DFG. Wants a little bit of defensibility. As Jax is working towards a Guardian Angel. Of course, if you build Glass Cannon and you have a second life, you can be excused for building said Glass Cannon. How far away is it? He needs a lot of gold to transfer that, and he's only just gotten back, so needs to be farming up. Red buff will be very, very important for him to stay on top of the Jinx, as Toxic very, very good at orb walking and just kiting him back. Gragas working on his DFG. How is Alf Stewart going? He has an hourglass, which he's used a couple of times randomly. I think one time he did save himself, though. He has another NLR and the blasting wand, so we're doing pretty well. So the true shot. Okay, so looks like it's all right. Coldham gonna pop his entire combo on to Caitlyn. Was barrier used? No, she just survived and got out. How much gold is on this Caitlyn? Not too much. There's no gold on anyone apart from the LeBlanc at the moment. who probably wants to be going for a Void Staff quite quickly, or a Rabadon's. I think Void Staff would be better. She needs to be able to deal with Jax. Oh, it doesn't need to, but it would help to do more damage to him. And then Caitlyn, True Shot probably has scaling MR, or maybe not because it's quite low. But regardless, I think Void Staff would be better than Death Cap, unless all he cares about is killing Alf Stewart and True Shot. It'll be up to them, so the wards are being cleared out here. That trap's gonna give the gig away, I guess, as they were trying to hide in the bush and wait for a bit of a bait. Saxton, he does not want to walk into Coldham, but Coldham wants to walk into him. Oh dear. Oh, nice dodge onto the distortion, but it will not be enough. Super Mega Death Rocket just in case, but it is not necessary in the end. Coldham picks up a 1 versus 1 kill, and poor Saxton, wrong place at the wrong time. Wraith going to be taken away by Toxic there. Blue team continuing to play very aggressive, and we may have a 2-0, but it will... I mean, like, if we do have a 2-0, it was very well fought by AJ, but the way things are going, I mean, the gold is still in their favor, but gold doesn't mean much when your base is getting demolished around you. This will be the second last tier 2 to fall. Not going to fall for the time being. Ben Arthur continuing to throw the cleavers as blue team heading over to the Baron Pit. The 90 caliber net going to slow up Toxic a little bit there. Gonna try and bait them forward. This could be very dangerous. The hook is going to land, but the AoE is coming down. Tata is going to fall very, very quickly. Al is on top of Toxic by himself. That's exactly what he wanted. He's going to pop the barrier, and the flash and Thresh is enough to keep Toxic safe there. Oh, Pulverize. Oh, doesn't get the kill. But, oh, nicely done there. Ben Arthur and Toxic going to try and get out. They are the last surviving members of their team. True Shot has been jumped on by Ben Arthur, but Saxton is there to try and help. Will Ben Arthur get out? No, ace in the hole was not needed because Saxton ends up taking the kill. 4 for 1 in the favor. Oh, Toxic. Oh, geez Louise. That shuts down the push right there. Or maybe not entirely, but it slows down the push by quite a lot. Nice snipe there from Toxic on the Jinx with the Super Mega Death Rocket, getting down the British Caitlyn. That'll be another cops outsmarted. Let's have a look too. Tower is not going to end up falling, so that, like I said, taking down Caitlyn is key there. Saxton takes a zap, is going to flash forwards. Tartarus is going to flash as well, but last rocket comes out and Super Mega Inferno Bomb is not enough to dissuade them from going forward. So Toxic is going crazy at this point. How much gold does he have? 1100 or almost 1200. So if he picks up the Baron here, he'll be getting close to the Infinity Edge, and that's very scary when she can crit for 600 in an AoE every like 0.8 of a second. Baron is on the table now. Another Trinket Ward goes down, so the red team will have vision of it. Tartarus going to try and get the zoning out. Talisman of Ascension pop to buy the Alistair. As Toxic taking a little bit too much damage from this Baron, I feel, and Ziggs is going to be able to poke them from afar. Zarek Mid's going to take over the tanking ownership while Ben Arthur is trying to zone them away. Super Mega Death Rocket goes out. Al, will he be in time? No, Smite will be used by Tartarus just as he goes down, and Al getting kited away. He is not tanky enough to take down Toxic. DFG goes off on Coldham, and with that AP, going to be doing a lot. It is currently an Udyr for a Baron buff, and 3 of the enemy team. Saxton and Horse are the only ones to survive. Horse running it back to the base with his tail between his legs. Gragas, can he save this? He has a Negatron Cloak, which will help greatly against Coldham and Ben Arthur. But at this point, I mean, Explosive Cast used to clear the minion wave, but it's just going to go straight onto Ben Arthur. Coldham going to get a lot of damage off. Horse going to step in the Flame Chompers, and I can't see him getting out of that one, no. Saros Mid going to pick that one up. Toxic just going bananas on the inhib. That is an inhibitor down with the Baron buff, and they're not looking like they want to stop. They're going straight for the jugular. Fibonacci 5, they want the victory. They take down one of the Nexus Towers, but the minions have run out. They cannot continue this push without a Sadism de Mundo, and it looks like even with that, they decide to back off. Because, fair enough, there is quite a few cooldowns available for AJ. They have to respect the damage of Explosive Cask and Mega and Phonobomb together. And then Caitlyn, pretty good at cleaning up. Not as good as Jinx, but still very talented nonetheless. So Mundo only has a couple slots left. He's picked up the Far Side Orb, fair enough. Saxton has picked up the red. And, oh dear, Saxton could be in trouble. He has to body slam over the wall, but the blue buff was in the way. At least he got the blue, and goes over to Ben Arthur in the end, as Sadism gets him up there in time. So Al does have the Guardian Angel now, but he's just going to jump up and get killed by Jinx, I feel. It's, I'm not sure what else could have been done here, really. I mean, True Shot not getting caught by most of the hooks that got sent his way would have helped, but he did fine apart from getting caught like that. Horse has done brilliantly. Saxton did really well early on, and is still doing pretty well, but like I said, the team comp just is too squishy. I mean, you're relying on Jax and Alistair to be your front line, and Jax is built like he needs to die, and Alistair is ignorable once his cooldowns are engaged. Like, as soon as Alistair's used his pulverized headbutt, he's like, you just ignore him. As simple as that. Unless there's no one else to hit. Toxic going to be whacking away with the rockets there. Does not want to get in Gatling gun range, which is certainly fair enough. The mid is pushing very, very fast. True Shot going to die to Cold Ham, and that may be the beginning of the end here. Fibonacci 5, they lost in the semi-finals in September after a brilliant series, and it looks like they came here in January ready to redeem themselves, and redeem themselves they have. They are going to continue pushing in the tier 3 at the bottom here. They land a hook onto Alf Stewart. The Super Mega Death Rocket misses, and the Mega Inferno Bomb goes down, flash out by the Thresh. Cold Ham falling lower and lower, but so is Al. Al doesn't have his GA pop there. He does at the end. Cold Ham going to flash forward onto the mines. Barely survives there, as Horse is going to run out of his own base. Al gets up from the GA and dies, just like I said. The blue team is looking very weak, but there is no one to contest it. Al Stewart just doesn't have the damage to kill anyone, and Cold Ham is chasing him down. There's, actually True Shot's back up now, so they may be okay. The second Nexus Tower is going to fall, and Toxic is going for the win. They've got their feet on the throat, and just like that, Fibonacci 5 are your Respawn V29 Hack the Planet League of Legends champions. They will be walking away with $250 to go spend at Coles if that is what they desire, and it could not be more well earned. Brilliant game by both of the teams here. I'm going to have to hand an MVP to Zaros mid. That was absolutely brilliant Thresh play. He almost had as much gold as his jungler. He actually had the least gold in the game, funnily enough. But that would be because he started Doran Shield and was thinking more about his team than himself. He had a brilliant game, and it is very well deserved. So, congratulations, Fibonacci 5, for coming first. Congratulations to Add Jad Saxton on OK Cupid for a brilliant show in the tournament today, coming second. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. This concludes GameStar's coverage of Respawn V29 Hack the Planet. We, myself and Ragnarok, have been very happy to bring it all to you. Hopefully you got to catch some Dota 2 from him. And in April, when the 30th Respawn is on, we are planning to have a lot of coverage there. We'll have green screens, we'll have awesome Brisbane people, we'll have all the works, the bells and whistles. So make sure to tune in to our Facebook at www.facebook.com/GameStar, where we will be giving information on what we are doing this year. We have a lot planned. Also, if you go and like the Facebook, myself and Ragnarok will post up the links to the VODs as soon as they are available for you to view. It won't take too long because the internet here at Respawn is awesome. And once again, thank you to the players for participating. Thank you to the organizers for making this land. Thank you to you, the viewers, for making esports a worthwhile endeavor. This is Cold Blood, and on behalf of Ragnarok, have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next time.